Police's top brass are scheduled to brief the media in a short while about the discovery of an illegal military camp just outside of White River in Mpumalanga. At least 95 Libyan nationals who have been in the country illegally have been arrested and are currently being processed for repatriation. And to talk to us more on this, let's welcome Mr. Mike Bolhuis, who's a security analyst. Mike, great having you with us as always. Thank you so much for your time. So what is your general assessment into this case? Look, do you think that we currently have enough information as well as answers that we are looking for in relation to what actually happened at that base camp?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. The information is still not complete. That's the one thing. The concern is that this has come to a point where it was only identified now. So the request to the public, because this is now widely known in our country, is that the public must listen carefully to what I'm saying now. If they see anything whatsoever like this in the beginning, it must be reported immediately. If you don't trust the police, call us. If you don't trust us, call the SABC, call the media, but do something. Because I can tell you now, crime begets crime. This can escalate. This can become the norm. Others could follow, and it can become worse. And that's one thing our country now, after the good elections that we've had, peaceful elections, starting to combat crime, dealing with kidnappings and having specialized units and having, in my opinion, a very good government situation in place now, and the police turning it around now where they are going to be respected and feared again. We should go on with that, and we need the public's help. We ask the public to give everybody in safety and security a chance, but we cannot do it without you. Without government, without the authorities, and without the public, this wheel will never go. We have to work together.
Mike, I was actually hoping to talk to you after the briefing because I also wanted to get your sentiments in terms of the answers that the panel from the legal fraternity was actually going to give us. So talk to us about this first. Is it even possible to run such a sophisticated operation right under our noses in the country without anybody being privy to such? And also, what do you think then is the issue here? Do you think is it because some people are now saying that if any fingers should be pointed, it should be towards officials that one issued the visas, the applicants for the suspects, who would then be the host as well as the company that is involved with the training? We still don't know who that is, and of course that the issue is not per se on the fact that there was a military training base that is hosting foreign Libyan nationals who might have misrepresented their reasons for actually gaining entry into the country, also moonlighting as security trainees when in fact this might not be true. You
are very good. You've said it all, and it is so. So there is misrepresentation. And there is the possibility that certain authorities or corrupt policemen or security officers or institutions knew. And there is a possibility that they initially started as just for training for a security company, as they probably initially said, but that still needs to be properly investigated. So now that the authorities are on it, they should dissect it thoroughly. And they have a responsibility, and I'm sure they will, to divulge all this information to the media so that the South African public can know exactly what, where, when, and how. My concern is still, and it's always been, is corruption, government corruption, and police corruption. And I hope the penny has by now dropped that as long as that is going to be tolerated, it won't work.
Mike, I was speaking to a reporter earlier on who's stationed where this briefing is actually supposed to take place. And what they assured us is the fact that Home Affairs says they are getting ready to deport back some of these Libyan nationals back to their home country. And I'm wondering why before this inquest has actually been done. And then also, what does this type of breach then put us as a nation in terms of national security? Are there other military types of training currently being conducted in this country for foreign nationals, and for whom are they training for?
There could be others. And as I've said, this could become the norm if this one is not, since it's so widely known now, it's not dealt with severely on a zero tolerance basis and obviously properly explained to us all, you guys, the media, all safety and security institutions, and our public. As I've said, all three of us must work together. Another thing that you've mentioned is very important. Home Affairs and all institutions that is involved here, all of them, must work together. We see it, and we've seen it in the past so many times, that this police station doesn't want to join up with that police station. This unit in the Hawks doesn't want to deal with that unit that is a specialized unit, or this government institution that deals with these issues don't want to deal with the police. That should stop. Because if there's no proper communication and working relationships between all authorities, allowing people in this country, supporting people, refusing people, we've seen it in the Radovan Kretscher case, he bought his way in with millions of rands. We've seen it with so many criminals in the past. Our media has exposed it many a times. It's a safe haven for criminals to come and hide here. We've seen how easy it is for hitmen to fly in and out. All those institutions that deals with this needs to work very closely with all the specialized units in the authorities and the government in order to secure our country that this doesn't happen. So let me say, if a person comes into this country, he needs to be checked if he's here for that reason. And in this situation, it wasn't done.